Maybe you could talk a bit about, it's obviously the big question in Taoism and the first one that people explore, but what is, when we talk about the Tao of Taoism, what are people referring to?
If you look up the word in the dictionary, it has like over a dozen meanings. It can mean the way, direction, method, principle, and so on. In the simplest idea, it's movement. Everything in the universe moves. Every atom, every subatomic particle, every molecule, up to the greatest star, the greatest galaxy, everything is moving. So Tao is movement. If you look at the word for Tao, it's a picture of a person represented by a head, and the V at the top is two tufts of hair. So there's a face there, and on the side it represents feet. It's a person moving, walking, and therefore a path forms. So now, if a person is in movement all the time, and that's undeniable, your heart is beating, you're breathing, you get up and walk around, and if everything else in life is moving, should we synchronize our personal movement with the universal movement? And that's the very simple premise of Taoism. Shouldn't your personal life harmonize with the movement that surrounds you? And does that movement that surrounds you, does it have coherence? Does it have a trajectory? And then we might want to be tempted to think about a linear kind of movement. But Taoism very much champions the idea of cycles. So these cycles are going on, and there's not just one, but there are innumerable cycles overlapping, but they are cyclical. So how do you synchronize with that? Well, you mentioned when life is down or you feel bad about yourself, and believe me, I'm no stranger to that attitude myself. But I'm always at great strain to try to prevent that attitude in my students because it does nothing good. Bad and good come together. That's what the Tao Te Ching tells us. So when things are bad for us, that's part of the cycle too. You cannot refuse it, just like you wouldn't refuse the good part. The idea, which is better articulated in the I Ching, is that when things reach their extreme, they have to turn toward their opposite. So when it's bad, if the only place it can go is get better, yes? But then when everything is good, it calls upon us to be prudent and to try to save our work. So, for example, in the seasons, we have summer, we have a harvest. You know winter is going to come. So the motto for that is that the farmer saves the food, maybe preserves or dried, or nowadays we can have frozen food and so on. We store so we can make it through winter. Bad will come. But do you prepare when things are good so you can make it through the bad times? And when things are bad, do you have enough faith that it will get better? Dawn always comes. So, even in that, well, for most of us, we go to sleep at night and so on. We are synchronized with the cycles of day and night. Can we apply that down to the most minute level? And that's what Taoism is about.